Biden versus Biden for the Democratic nomination. Put down that burger and save the world. No more football, SoulCycle, or pizza? How far would you go to resist Trump? I'm Jamal Simmons, and this is why you should care. Forget the 20-something other Democrats in the race. Get Donald Trump off your mind. Right now, it seems like it's Joe Biden versus Joe Biden for the Democratic nomination. Here's the latest. When Biden campaigned to be the Democratic presidential nominee in 2007, he was firmly against allowing sanctuary cities that ignored federal law. Generally speaking, a sanctuary city is a city, a county, or a state that limits its cooperation with federal immigration enforcement agents in order to protect low-priority immigrants from deportation. But they still turn over serious criminals. Back in the day, many Democrats supported the banning of said cities, but that's not in step with the current thinking of the party. Okay, fast forward 12 years from 2007, and we find that Joe Biden's stance on the issue isn't so clear. This, as the Obama administration's legacy on immigration becomes a pressure point for the former vice president in this Democratic primary. Here's why you should care. This is just one example of a growing pattern. The former vice president's past has come back to bite him on a few things: working with segregationists, views on women in the workplace, not to mention his stance on the Hyde Amendment. Biden is strong in the polls, and there's a good possibility he could be the nominee of the Democratic Party. But there's one foe his opponents aren't letting him hide from: himself. Putting down that hamburger will do more than help your beach body. It can help save the planet. A new report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, aka the IPCC, just rolls off the tongue, right? The IPCC warns that our diets may be contributing to the climate crisis, and if carbon dioxide emissions go unchecked, our food supply is in danger. We're already starting to see some of those effects. Extreme weather events have increased in number and intensity. Seriously, it's been freaking hot this summer. Extreme weather is also playing a role in recent food price spikes. On top of that, crop yields and animal growth rates are falling. Right now, our agriculture and global food systems produce 1/3 of total carbon emissions, and the UN is calling for major reforms. Here's why you should care. It's all connected. More hamburgers means more cows. More cows mean more land to feed the cows. Means less vegetation to soak up carbon dioxide. A warmer planet leads to more volatile storms and weather. That leads to more migration and more political instability around the world. You get it, right? Look, I'm not interested in joining the fight about how climate change got started, human activity or nature, whatever it is. Let's talk about how we manage it, and humans can do that. We can reform our food systems and start ending deforestation, protect vital food-producing lands, cut food waste, and reduce meat consumption, which, by the way, will help lower rates of high cholesterol, diabetes, and colorectal cancer. If there's a will, there's a way. We just have to change our own behavior and elect leaders who are willing to do something to fix this problem. Remember when Donald Trump wanted NFL owners with players kneeling during the national anthem to get that son of a bitch off the field right now? Well, one of the players he was talking about was Kenny Stills, the Miami Dolphins receiver. Yesterday, Stills popped back at the president when billionaire team owner Stephen Ross got outed for hosting a six-figure fundraiser for Trump in the Hamptons this weekend. Stills complained on Twitter that Ross can't have a nonprofit that espouses the elimination of racial discrimination and, quote, open your doors to Trump. The Miami Dolphin was part of a wave of celebrities like Chrissy Teigen and Andy Cohen outraged by Ross supporting Trump. Some are calling for a boycott of popular spin studio SoulCycle and swanky gym Equinox, which Ross also owns a big chunk of. Ross walked into a storm that's been brewing because of the president's racially insensitive comments and the right-wing extremists who support him. The real estate developer defended himself by pointing out his 40-year history with Donald Trump, including disagreements, and called the Washington Post Wednesday to say he's a, quote, champion of equality, inclusion, and diversity. Fitness brands Equinox and SoulCycle released a joint statement separating themselves from Ross. Why should you care? Because it's football, and SoulCycle, and yoga, and pizza. Yes, Ross is a big investor in the And Pizza chain too. What's a billionaire businessman to do when his preferred candidate is linked to a tragedy like El Paso, especially one like Ross, who professes to care about LGBTQ rights and social justice and improving race relations? Remember, his wife made jewelry for Michelle Obama. Well, folks, this is America. You know what Ross can do? He can support whoever he wants. But customers can support whatever companies and teams they want to. Thanks for watching Hill TV on YouTube. Be sure to click subscribe and hit the bell so you know when we post new videos. And head to thehill.com for all the latest political news.